Hey everyone, it's Jay here. I wanted to make this video today about breathing tics, or to be more specific, tics in which you stop yourself from breathing. This is something I've had to deal with along with many others from right from childhood to now. Fairly sporadic for me, thank God. However, over the last month and a half, it has increased drastically, and it's getting pretty bad. Not all the time, but when I do specific tasks. So I wanted to talk about how I address that and what I do to be able to cope with it, and the techniques I employ. So what maybe right now is a good time to show you a 2-minute clip that I took from another YouTube site. The gentleman's name is Jay Mangan, I believe. I will put a link to his YouTube and channel in the comments. He's the father of two children, two young children with Tourette's, and he's made several videos kind of showcasing how it can be for a child to deal with and how scary it can be. And from the clips I'm going to show you just in a second, I think you'd agree it can be terrifying if you're young. So let me play this clip for you, and then when we come back from that, I am going to tell you all what I do and how I deal with the breathing tics. So I guess we'll let it roll.
Oh, my mum cares about the dirty dishes. Can you believe it? Okay.
Ollie? Come on.
Smells them.
You alright? It's okay. Just breathe. Just open your mouth. Come on. It's alright. It'll pass. It's fine. Open your mouth. There you go.
No, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Woo!
It's alright. Put your leg down. Is that helping?
Don't do it.
Every time I watch this video, my heart really goes out to this young girl. It must be absolutely terrifying, being that young and having such a debilitating tic that stops you from breathing. And, especially if it's just onset, it could be a really scary thing to deal with. If you can't suppress it yet, if you haven't learned any techniques, it can be really, really tough. And even if you can suppress it, you can't suppress all of it, and you can't suppress it all the time. So it's bound to it's bound to cause issues and quality of life issues, as you can imagine from what we just saw. Now, before I get into what I kind of do to manage these really invasive tics, I would like to say that I'm not a medical professional. I'm not in the medical field. I'm just a guy on YouTube with Tourette syndrome trying to spread awareness. So, make sure you take what I'm saying with a grain of salt, because this is just what I do. I'm speaking to my own experience, I would also say if you're having debilitating tics, to get a hold of a medical professional and let them know what's going on so they can offer you the best help possible. Now, what I do to deal with breathing tics, it's a little bit hard to explain because number one, I do use suppression. I have ticked for over 30 years, so over that time I have gained a degree of suppression. So all of you watching on YouTube never really see how bad it can get for me. I'll suppress, I'll let them out at home when I'm by myself. I try to tick as little as I can in public and in general until I'm by myself. That's kind of my safe space, is anytime I'm by myself away from prying eyes. That being said, we've already got through the suppression part of it. I do try to suppress as much as I can. But the other thing I do is, I guess it's just the realization that my body will not allow me to hold my breath to the point that I'm going to die. I'm not going to die. And I think knowing that, I've been able to get rid of that terror piece of it, of the tic, where you can't breathe and, you know, you're terrified. So that I've been able to get over just by knowing mentally that my body will eventually breathe. One thing I have done too is, because I've dealt with it for years, I've gotten really used to not showing that I'm actually having a breathing tic or holding my breath. Like one of my tics right now is when I go to exhale a breath, I actually just keep inhaling air. So I already have full lungs and I just keep inhaling. And what I'm doing is I'll sit there and no one around me will even know that it's happening. And I see that same panic that that girl feels. I feel it to some degree. My mind is panicked. I'm really waiting for that air to be able to breathe, for this tic to release itself. And then every time I try to open my mouth and get around it, I breathe in more air, which is just making it worse. So normally, like I said, I'll just try to, you know, keep a straight face. It's happening. I'll try to show no real indication that it's happening, just because I know that I am going to have to breathe. What I'll try to do after that is, you know, the only time really people will realize that I was holding my breath or there was a breathing tic taking place is if I've held it for exceptionally long, and as soon as it releases, I'll you know, take several really deep breaths. And if someone kind of realizes I'm deep breathing, I think they might think that that itself is a tic, or, you know, like some people close to me may actually recognize that I was in fact holding my breath. So that's kind of one of the things I do. It's a mixture between suppression and it's a mixture between suppression and also just being self-aware enough to realize that I will breathe. So it gets rid of that terror. And with the panic, I feel it. But again, because I'm mentally aware and mentally conscious that I am going to breathe, it does lower that level of panic, which allows me to mask it to some degree. By the way, I'm not saying you should mask your panic, but one of my pieces of advice, again, just for me, not a medical professional, would be just to be mentally aware that your body will, your natural response for your body will kick in and you will eventually breathe. However, you know, again, you really need to get yourself to a doctor if it's affecting your life in a negative way. So, you know, maybe I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on it, on breathing tics or a holding your breath tic. It's something that, like I was saying earlier, many people with Tourette's have or develop over time. It may wax, it may wane. Not everyone does it because Tourette's is very individual, as we all know. But yeah, let me know in the comments if you did have these breathing tics and what you did to try to live with it, alleviate it. Because at the end of the day, the more people giving their tips in the comments, the more people are going to read it, and there might be techniques that I don't employ that might help me or other people with Tourette's who are looking at this channel. Also want to touch down, I know I've had several requests in the comments of some of my other videos about different content to record. I will be getting to all of the recommendations. They were all amazing, and I will be making videos on each of them. I just need a little bit of time, so thank you so much for your understanding, and until next time, take care.